Okay, so are you even aware of your frequency? It's very early in the morning for me. I'm having my coffee and barely awake. I was just about to meditate. I didn't plan to make a video, but the thought I was receiving as I was getting into meditation was so good that here I am. And it's important, if anything, just for me to continue to put words to this for myself, but I know that it will resonate for others. Are you even aware of your frequency? And the visualization that I was getting was, if your nose began to bleed, would you be aware of it? If you had blood coming out of your nose, would you be aware of it? And you're like, well, of course I would. Obviously, there's blood coming out of my nose. I'd be like, what is this? What do I do? And so it's the same thing with the way that we're vibrating. And I don't like to use those words, like the way we're vibrating, our frequency, because they just have taken on such a hokey pokey meaning these days. But I truly mean it in the sense that a thought produces vibration, and the thought you activate produces vibration, 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 which becomes gradually your dominant vibration, your general frequency. So yeah, you'd be aware if your nose was bleeding, right? You'd do something about it. But are you aware when you're oozing vibration out of resonance with your core? Oh, trick question, because first you'd have to be pretty in sync, in resonance with your core to know when something's not. But if you're not in resonance with your core, then yeah, you'd be like, oh, I'm not bleeding, no. No, I'm not out of sync, no. But if you're truly keyed in, like a musician, oh, thank you, inner being. A musician who knows the sounds of those tones, of those notes, knows when he's on key and when he's off key. And when he's off key, he doesn't really continue. He stops and he tunes his instrument, whatever that is. So, are you aware of your frequency? First and foremost, before the one that you're producing with your mind, with your active thoughts. Are you aware of the frequency that is your core, which is that true love, pure positive frequency? Are you aware that that is your touchstone, that is your headwaters, that is your benchmark, that is your goal? To find harmony in varying degrees, in many ways, all day long with that frequency. And you can tell by how your pitch is matching the pitch of that frequency. So first things first, are you aware of your frequency? The one that is at your core? And now, are you aware of how the thoughts you're thinking that are producing vibrations resonates with that core or doesn't? And that's what emotions are. So yeah, if you saw your nose bleeding, you'd definitely do something about that. But I see many people, well-intending people that are about this work, and they're sort of denying that their nose is bleeding, or they're oozing this vibration out of resonance, but for some reason justifying it, but for some reason finding every other reason other than just to say it's period, it's out of resonance, period. I have to full stop it right there. I have to start to turn it around right there, period. Abraham says, nothing that you want is upstream. Period. So, and I've had these moments. Yesterday morning, I had a really profound moment um, on my way to work where I knew I was bleeding, and I was like, "Fuck! Like, what happened? Like, what happened? Why am I bleeding from the nose here?" Now, I wasn't obviously bleeding from the nose, but I was oozing a vibration out of resonance with my core. But because I know my core resonance, I'm like, what's going on? And it was because I was looking at what was going on, looking at what time it was, looking at how much time I didn't have, looking at how much time I was running behind, looking at how much time I needed to do what I had to do. You see? And so I stopped and I said, nope, nothing is more important right now than that I key in my resonance. Nothing is more important right now than that I find some way to soothe myself into resonance with my core, because I can't go. I can't leave my house like this. I can't go out of my apartment like this, because I know what happens when I leave like this. And although it seems to be that's the way it's going to go, I will not allow it. And I laugh because maybe I was a little, like, it was an unpleasant experience, but I was laughing because I know that when I am in resonance, everything clicks in, everything clicks together, everything does work out, everything does smooth itself out. And there's usually a lot of jokes in there. There's usually a lot of humor that I can see. So, yeah, I worked that out. But I just wanted to share this video to remind you that, you know, we might be in our head sometimes, and we're not noticing that our nose is bleeding. We're not noticing that we're vibrating out of resonance. And if you're willing to justify vibrating out of resonance, then I guess this video wasn't for you. And I guess maybe these words don't matter. But if you understand, and you gotta get going with this for a little while. Like you have to really demonstrate the resonance, right? Meditate yourself into resonance, feel what that feels like, and take it into your day. Each day, take it further, take it further. I've been saying lately, take my inner being with me to yoga. I get into meditation. I'm doing it right now before I go to work. I'm gonna take my inner being to work with me. I'm gonna take my inner being to the bathroom with me. I'm gonna take my inner being to get groceries with me. I'm gonna take my inner being on a walk with my dog. And, what unfolds is for you in your eyes alone, but it really is, you're going to be shown how not alone you are. You're going to be shown how backed up you are. You're going to be shown how many opportunities are all around you at all times to reflect the resonance that you have found. But if you don't find the resonance, not enough momentum gets going where you really get to see these things pop off, physical resonance, whether it's in your body or synchronicities, etc. So yeah, just remember, awareness of what you're oozing, right? And you can feel it. You know what the word satisfaction, best word, okay? Satisfaction. Is the thought I'm thinking right now causing a backlash of satisfaction to some degree? No. Well then, massage the thought. Make it. Oh, I can't. Not on that subject. Find a different subject. Come back to that one when you can. Because that's that place, that's that stance that you want to have on every subject, especially the ones that are important to you, because that is what will allow them to open up and yield to you satisfying manifestations, satisfying things. This is so great. I love this work, you guys. I love this work. I love coffee too. So if you found this video and it resonated with you, I'm happy for that. And I'm happy for you. I'm rooting for you. You're not alone out here. There are lots of us out here trying to be this resonant being, be this highest version of ourselves. Not only to have the best life ever for ourselves, but to exemplify that to those we care about and those we do not know, so that we can afford them with a reflection to remind them that they too have the opportunity, if they so wish, to find their resonance, and if they are so inclined to ask us how we have found ours. And should they be ready to receive, they will hear. And when they're ready to be, they will be. Namaste.